called The Gift of Fear that talks about people forgetting to trust their intuition in potentially dangerous situations, and where there are times when you need to listen to that spirit of discernment. And she says this: I don't lock my kids up and throw away the key. As much as I would love to protect them forever, these are hopefully some practical tips as a mom and a pediatrician to make your kids feel safe and to highlight some potentially dangerous situations. All right, so and of course we have gone through all the points that she has given out, and so there are a lot of more points that we can talk about. But in regards to what she just said right now about trusting your gut, and I know women are blessed with what is called the gift of intuition. Women, I heard, are very blessed with the sixth sense, just being able to just discern when something is off, something is wrong, something is not quite right. And she's saying that you should trust your gut, and that gift of discernment. What are your thoughts about that?
Close relationship with your child. That's when you know that something is wrong with your child. There's something up with this child. This child is not lively the way the child ought to be. You know that you have a happy baby, you have a happy child that always comes to you to tell you that this is what's happening in school, this is not what's happening in school. Mom, do you know that this boy is fine? Do you know that this, and all of a sudden the child is into the shell. You know that something is up. It's like when the child is sick, when that child is very lively and all of a sudden the child is hanging one side, that this child, something is wrong, and you approach what's happening, you touch the child. It's same thing that applies to this. You have to know that child, you have to understand your child before that gut comes in, because most kids also, they are into themselves right from birth, and you know that, okay, this is how this child always behave. You know how to go close to that child. What's happening? Are you all right? Are you fine? I still do that even to my husband. That's like, are you okay? What's happening? Your face doesn't look good today. Are you fine? It's the same thing. You have to have a relationship with that child before that comes in. If you don't have a relationship, that's what we've been singing all this while. If you don't have a relationship with your child, you wouldn't even feel it. You wouldn't even know when that child is having such an issue.
All right, let's go into 100% women, and let's move ahead with the discussion that we're having on how to protect your child from sexual abuse, most especially your girl child. All right, Debbie Olanipeku, about what the pediatrician said. She said, trust your gut about very, very uncomfortable situations. Maybe there are some people that are being a little bit too nice, too close to your kids, or just having that uncomfortable feeling. What are your thoughts about that?
Important to trust your gut. Women have intuition. Our intuition is almost always right. So I think you should go with it. Once you notice you're not feeling comfortable with something, please don't kill it. Especially when the feeling keeps recurring, don't kill that feeling, because it might end up to regret.
Okay. All right. I have a young lady in the studio with now who almost had a sexual abuse incident that happened to her when she was young, I believe. And so, name withheld for privacy purposes, I'm going to have her come on right now and just quickly share. So, move closer to the mic. All right. So, describe what happened. What happened?
I was 7.
7 years old. Okay.
Yeah, and so like we had this electrician, like he comes to fix fan, blender, like just stuff. Like he was like the handyman. Yeah, and he was always just trying to like buy stuff and like bring stuff and always trying to like touch me and all of that. And so that day, I was wearing a top.
So he was always trying to buy you stuff.
Yeah. Like
really?
Sweets and everything.
Now that had been happening for a while, or he just
but then I never collected. I was a daddy's
so he always
girl.
tried to
so
buy
my
stuff.
dad always got me everything.
Often, he always tried to buy. Okay, okay.
So that day he tried to reach into my top. Like I just started I started puberty very very early. So he was trying to reach into my top, and I knew like I didn't know about like sexual education so much, but it felt wrong. Like it just didn't feel it just didn't feel right. So I told my mom, and my mom went off the hook. At first she didn't want to tell my dad, because my dad didn't let us take public cabs because of fear. Like he loves his kids. He'd be like, I just have only 4. Please, I can't mess with anyone. And so when he heard what he did to the man, he didn't want to go off the hook. Like, he just wanted to keep it civil. But I told him, I don't want to see you close to this house. If I see you close to this house again, I'm going to kill you and sew my own jail uniform. So, like, it made me feel safe. Like, my parents had my back. Like, till today, I don't hide anything from my parents.
So what made you so comfortable to just quickly go to your mom like that, or your father, to just tell them?
My mom is like my best friend. I tell my mom everything. Everything. Like, sometimes it just slips out unconsciously.
And is that still pertinent until now?
Yes. Up till now.
Wow.
Yes. So relationships, anything. And one thing is, she doesn't just go so over dramatic with it. She analyzes the situation. Like,
She doesn't shut
bad
you
or
down.
good, she doesn't shut me down. Like, even if it's, do you think this is right? Have I raised you this way? Do you feel like this is right? Is this what your Bible has taught you is right? So, like, my mom is someone who uses words. Like, my parents use words. My dad is more of a cool person, but like, my mom uses words. So I didn't feel like they would just, at first I was scared, but then I knew I would be safe, because my family is like this tight-knit family. There are no secrets. Like, your business is my business. So.
All right, thanks so much for sharing your experience. All right, let's go for another time out and right back after this. So 100% Woman on Real FM 95.1. I am Timmy Tokwe Oduleye. The topic for discussion today is how to protect your girl child from sexual abuse. We've had a very detailed discussion, and we're going to continue right now. We'll be wrapping up very soon. And by the way, in case you want to call in, because I know you might have some thoughts you want to share with us this morning, you can call the number 0810-850-1371, 0810-850-1371. Share your thoughts, your opinion, and let us know what you think. Do you think that when it comes to having open lines of communication with your kids, do you think Nigerian parents are very, are at fault when it comes to that? Let us know what your thoughts are on that. 0810-850-1371. All right, so let's continue. I really thought about this in depth, really well, and I just have a few points that I like to share that I thought about, because we have a call coming in. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, to talk to you, and we'll be talking about that. Let them be free to talk to you. Another one is stop allowing strangers and neighbors to send your kids on errands. That I have noticed happens a lot. I've noticed a lot of people, just strangers or maybe their neighbors, you feel it's okay for them to eat. Of course, there's nothing bad in it, but unfortunately, if it's someone that could be a perpetrator, your child can fall victim to that, because oftentimes I've heard of incidences where it's because they sent her or he on an errand, and by the time the kid comes back to give them what they sent him or her to buy, they get grabbed and unfortunately they are sexually abused. Another one is, what are your thoughts about that? Am I the only one that has that line of thought?
Actually, we cannot tell. It's not possible for us to say, "Do not send my child." You know what? You know what we just said now. These people are people that we know. They are not people that we do not know. They are people that we trust. As parents, you know, there are some neighbors you trust. You talk to them, you go to their houses, you relate with them. You know, those kind of people will tell you, "Oh, I want to send so person on an errand." You don't cross your head that this person can do this to my child. So how do you tell that person not to send my?
How do you, Debbie? Because
I want to know.
how do you draw that line between, okay, I want to be civil as a rude mother? How do you draw that line?
Maybe I'm a mother. Because I can't imagine somebody sending my child to go where? Go get something for you. Where? Do you understand? Where? Maybe when she's older. But even if they have to do that, I'll tell my daughter, don't enter. Whenever you want to deliver, stand by the door where everybody can see you and deliver. And don't go inside to go and take the message. I'll keep drumming that in her ears. Same way I tell her, don't stay in the room alone with the guy. The same way I tell her, don't stay in the room. The same way I will tell you, don't go inside to get anything. Don't go inside to deliver anything.
Okay. So another one, like of child labor, when a lot of, and it's still, although I'm sure there has been a lot of calls, for the banning of child labor, a lot of kids are still out there hawking goods and selling goods. And a lot of girl children are out there. And there was an incident that occurred a couple of, I believe, years ago. This child, a girl child, was, of course, sent to hawk goods. And in the midst of doing all that, she was kidnapped and gang raped by 5 men in an uncompleted building. Sending kids out to hawk goods. That is another one. What are your thoughts about that, real quickly? And then
Oh, now I'm even confused. I have to be quiet because, you know, when you look at the society is not telling us that we should not send our children to hawk. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because most people, that's where they get their ends meet from. You know, they stay outside. They are there. The mothers are outside selling. They have to gain more money, send these kids out to help them. So you see my voice is very low now. I'm not shouting in this front because of I'm really thinking now the fault is not the parents. You know, you need to most of our parents actually helped to help their own parents to send themselves to school, to put some food on the table for their family to help in some certain ways. Now it depends on now that person that a child is coming to hawk for you, sell something to you. You know, now search inward and see yourself like you picking that child to rape that child because that child came into your compound to say something for you. You know, now I don't know where to place the fault. Is the fault on the child?
Sorry, Debbie. Sorry, we have a call. Sorry. Hello. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. What is your name? Where you calling from, please?
I'm Suleiman calling from Motherhood.
All right. Go ahead, please, real quickly.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, please. Oh my goodness. All right.
Blame the mom, the child. But I know who. No, in this setting, I won't say I do not know who to blame. Within the parents, I don't know who to blame. Is it the mom or the child? But in the other setting, I know who to blame. The man or the woman that will drag in that child to rape.
Okay. Debbie,
Okay. I would say that it all boils down to what we're saying. Educate your child. If you educate your child that if you want to sell something, don't go where there's no other person that can see you. If the man is somewhere where nobody else can see you, don't sell. Okay,
go ahead, please.
Let you so desperate that I would say enter a room to go and sell to somebody. Sell in open view. Sell in the public place. Of course, we shouldn't be talking about this.
What is your name, please? Where are you calling from?
My name is Jawa.
Okay. Yes.
My name is Jawa.
Go ahead, please. Sorry.
I would say that the mother should educate the daughter or the son. It's not meant to be but like she said, our society, our economy, we can't help it. But educate your child. Sell only in public view. Don't sell to a man don't sell in an obscure environment or obscure place or a gated something. Sell where people will see you selling. So whoever wants to play anything, I mean, people are there to see. That's what I would just say.
All right, time is, I'd like to still go on, but time is short. I want to say thank you very much to Debbie Babajide. Thank you, Debbie, for coming. And thank you to the young lady that shared her experience with us. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And also thank you to Mui as well, who's helping out with videotaping this show. All right, do have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful time, whatever you're doing today. Do join me next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. for another interesting episode of 100% Woman. All right, take care.